Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah Olson and I live in Minnesota with my husband and our 3 young children. I stay at home with the kids and we are a homeschooling family as well. And today I thought it would be fun or interesting to bring you along with me as I do some springtime baking and cooking. Hopefully it will bring you some fun new recipe inspiration or meal ideas. You might notice a bit of a different location that I'm filming in compared to my other vlogs, and that's because we are home actually. This is our house. We're home for the week right now. So we typically live in a rental house for about 5 months every year, and then the rest of the year we're here in our house. But we came home for the week, so it's really nice to be at home, in my own kitchen, and I thought it would be fun to bring you along with me as I get some of this baking done. So right now I'm in Sophie and Soren's bedroom because it was quieter for me to just film up here to introduce this video, but now we're going to head downstairs and get started. So today I have some baking to get done. I'm making sourdough bagels. This is a recipe from the blog Farmhouse on Boone. I've made it many times by now, and I'm convinced that bagels are my 5-year-old son's love language. Soren is always asking when I'm going to make bagels again, and he just says they are the best, which is so sweet. And so I got this dough ready the day before. That's how sourdough goes. You always have to plan ahead a little bit, or on the flip side, you end up with extra active or bubbly starter and you need to figure out something to do with it. But either way, I started these bagels ahead of time. And now it's time to divide the dough up into separate little pieces to form into each bagel shape. I actually double this recipe. I think ever since the first time I made this recipe, I've decided to double it just because once the bagels are freshly made, our family really does go through them quickly. And so this doubled batch makes 16 bagels. So I needed to get that divided up into 16 little pieces. I really enjoy shaping bagels. I love shaping this dough into bagels, and actually I love working with any kind of dough that involves kneading and shaping it. There is something so special and simple about making homemade food and working with your hands. It's just like an adult sensory activity basically that really helps me to feel both focused and calm, and maybe some of you who like to bake too can relate to that feeling. So you'll notice that when I take a piece of dough, I fold all of the little edges or sides up underneath it, and that becomes the bottom of the bagel. This is not like the official way to do it or any technical instructions I've seen. I just like to fold all the little pieces underneath, and then I try to roll it around, not in a perfect ball, but at least to smooth it out. Then I kind of gather and pull the dough towards myself to tighten the ball a little bit more, as I've seen people do with more of a circle or artisan loaf of sourdough bread. This is something I've done with sourdough cranberry harvest buns too, but then I just kind of pull a hole in the middle, I kind of prick a hole, and I rotate it and stretch it around to create that bagel. I've learned over time I have to stretch it a little further than I might initially think, because they do shrink back just a little bit as they are resting and waiting. I really love our kitchen at home here because it's more of an open concept kitchen, and I actually chose not to put a kitchen island in. We could have bought a portable kitchen island, but I love the fact that I can just walk around very freely. The kids can run around, they can play with toy cars or whatever on the kitchen floor, and then I can pretty easily see them over in the living room. I might have to turn around, but at least I can see what they're up to, and I feel like the whole family is connected still and not in just separate corners or rooms of the house. Now we're going to shift gears, and we're doing a lot of this simultaneously. I am waiting for those bagels to rise for a little while, and we're going to get started on some mixed berry muffins. This is another tried and true family recipe, or family favorite recipe. I didn't come up with the recipe myself, but it is so delicious and so easy. I will link it down below, and I will also link that bagel recipe down below. What I love about this recipe, first of all, is the fact that my 2-year-old Svea loves them. She loves these muffins, and it's just so fun to bring a smile to someone's face in your family when you make something that is a favorite of theirs. But I love these because they use frozen mixed berries. So you can just easily at Walmart or somewhere at the grocery store pick up a bag of mixed frozen berries, and it just makes these muffins so easy. It's nice not to have to buy fresh produce, basically. And I would recommend, just like the recipe says, not to use frozen strawberries or to buy a mix that has frozen strawberries, because those need to be softened or thawed a bit and then chopped up smaller. So I try to either pick out the strawberries, so I am not using them, or I just buy a berry mix that doesn't include strawberries. I love using our chickens' eggs. There's something so special about using eggs from chickens that you have raised ever since they were chicks. And our chickens did not get to come to our rental house with us, but they are being lovingly cared for by my mother-in-law for this 5-month period of time, and we're looking forward to living with them again, having them on our property again. But they have been doing so well, and it is so special that my mother-in-law saved some of their eggs, a lot of their eggs, for me to bake with. So that was really a sweet part of making this recipe. You've also seen me put lemon zest in. I feel like the lemon zest adds so much to a mixed berry flavor recipe of any kind, and these muffins just get that bright lemony flavor from that, which is really fun. This muffins recipe needs buttermilk, and I don't typically have like a buttermilk mix or powder on hand or buttermilk on hand. So a quick hack I always like to do is that amount of buttermilk you need, you just use regular milk. You put that in a bowl for maybe 5 to 10 minutes with a splash of either vinegar or lemon juice. So I just did lemon juice and let it sit. It actually lets the milk curdle a little bit, which helps it have that buttermilk quality, kind of the tanginess from the buttermilk, and it works perfectly. So the frozen berry mix that I picked up at Walmart did have strawberries in it, so I made sure I didn't grab those. I'm sure it would be fine if you wanted to cut them up smaller, but I just wanted it easy and quick. So I have blueberries in here, raspberries, and just a few blackberries from that berry mix. and you do stir the berries in while they are still frozen, which is phenomenal. If you're going for the convenience factor, the baking time accounts for the fact that the berries are frozen, so it's just so easy to whip together if you've got frozen berries, if you've got some milk, eggs, all those basic pantry ingredients, and then some lemon zest available. It's a really sweet and summery recipe. We're going to fast forward in time a little bit, and the muffins are ready and out of the oven, and they are beautiful, nice and hot, and they smell amazing. Now it's time to turn our attention back to our bagels, our sourdough bagel recipe, and the way you get that wonderful bagel outside, kind of like a soft pretzel outside to them, is by boiling them in a kind of bath. The bath that they get is baking soda and also brown sugar. I never would have guessed brown sugar, but it works really, really well. And it's what Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone recommends for her bagels, and they always turn out so beautifully. So I just like to lower them into that boiling baking soda and brown sugar bath, just 3 at a time, because you don't want them to get overcrowded or stick together or something. And then they literally boil for 1 minute each side. It's very quick. And you can see the bottoms of the bagels there. That's how I've kind of pinched the dough together. Not as pretty on the bottom, but then after their 2-minute bath, you get to lift them out and let them sit just for a little bit while you get the rest of the bagels boiled up. Once the bagels have all been boiled 1 minute per side, I like to sprinkle on the everything bagel seasoning. My husband also likes some plain bagels too, so I make sure to keep some plain, and we all enjoy all the bagels though, and it's really fun to experiment with different flavors of bagels. I actually also love Farmhouse on Boone's blueberry bagels recipe. She has a wonderful sourdough blueberry bagels recipe, which if you've watched any of my past vlogs, you've seen me make those. The dough is like bright purple. Aren't they beautiful? They're golden brown and still really soft and tender. Absolutely delicious. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me as I got some baking done. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'd be so honored if you'd choose to stick around and hit the subscribe button. I also have an online course called the Present Mama Playbook, and it's reopening for enrollment pretty soon here, and I'm so excited, so be sure you join the waitlist down below for that. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
Yesterday